Hello everyone, welcome to Blake the Visual Novel by Legend Ori Productions. As you can see, the game won't open widescreen, so you see my Google Chrome search engine above it. Sorry about that. This is a new visual novel game that I'm going to play. I'm not sure how long it is, it's kind of short, so there's that. So let's go to the menu first. Okay. Okay. Alright. Open eyes. So I couldn't see it. Open eyes, step forward. I'm just gonna say open eyes.
Self-voicing enabled. Blake felt the cold air on his face as he opened his eyes.
Never mind.
Self-voicing disabled.
Yeah, that was interesting. He stepped back from the ledge. Blake woke up. What a weird dream. I must have slept so heavy, I didn't even hear my alarm go off. Blake was seldom tardy for work, or any other occasion for that matter. No time for his morning peanut butter on toast. He couldn't be late, he was still considered new at ICC. Only days away from completing probation, he had to make a good impression. Better get going. Life can often be unpredictable, and this was particularly true for Blake. Random happenstances had a way of following him, like a stubborn pebble wedged into the sole of his shoe. No amount of picking could dislodge it, and it was accompanied by a certain amount of discomfort with every step. And he could never admit it, but sometimes he may have even consciously trod on the stones or of spontaneity. On a daily basis, Blake's colleagues at ICC would bicker over the best immersive gaming experience of the year, brag about their newest techie purchases, and speculate on who would next meet their demise on the popular weekly e-screen stump of Fixing Good. Blake's played it. Oh, she's cute. Max's, I don't like that though. Looks like honeycombs. Max's eyes suddenly popped up from behind the top of the computer screen. Don't you think the offline co-op mode, AI and few chores is totally Vin? Am I right? As in vintage? I'm right? Max leaned towards Blake's direction. With a hand walling her mouth and a forcible whisper, she exclaimed, "Back me up, Blake." Orlo spurted out an intentionally inelegant laugh, which in turn made Max giggle. Vin, what are you? Are you from another planet? What does Vin mean? You're just making up words. It means ridiculous, just like your laugh. Anyway, he doesn't give two hoots about futures, you big nerd. You can't talk. You can talk. You're the only one here who owns a whole VR room. Last time you get to use it then. There they go again. Hey, Blake. Oh god, not her. Please, not her. Hey, Hari. Hari was a masterpiece, best admired from afar. She's one of those beautiful paintings that could speak 1,000 words without saying anything. Seriously though, she could try not saying anything sometimes. Did you have a good weekend? Her finger spiraled in her hair as she tilted her head in curiosity. Didn't do much, just the usual. You? Why did he even ask? OMG, yes. I went on a road trip with my girlies to the forest. We ate marshies over the fire. They were delish. Who talks like that? And I saw a unicorn. My friends and I wouldn't see one out there, but I finally did. If every sentence she spoke was written, Blake imagined they would always end in exclamation marks. Excuse me, what? I heard a noise in the middle of the night. I unzipped my tent, and in the distance, I swear I saw a unicorn galloping through the trees. I must have startled it. Sure wasn't a deer. Did she seriously think unicorns exist? It was probably a cow or a stag, or something. Just not a unicorn. Harry's skin flushed to a color similar to Max's hair. Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, you should come along with us next time. We could have a barbecue at night and look for shooting stars. Putting up with her for a whole weekend would be a tough feat, but maybe it wouldn't be that bad. It's not really my kind of thing. That's not really my kind of thing. Oh, well, maybe that will change. Blake smiled softly and turned back to his work. A giggle sang from Hari as she added back to her female colleagues. Oh, headed back. With a small skip in her step, eager to tell them about the conversation. A slender figure hovered beside the desk. It was the junior techspert Lee. ICC snapped him up before he could throw his graduation hat in the air. No one knew what Lee's forename was. Most people in the office didn't realize it was his surname, but Blake had noticed. He noticed Lee's email address started with a Lee, not the standardized first name, surname layout. Lee was like a ball of plasma that dissipated nervous energy. His vision flitted from one thing to another, mostly managing to avoid meeting in the eyes. It was as though he preoccupied with taking in everyone and everything. He displayed anxious head twitches after every sentence, but his voice wore a friendly and happy tone. Most of the time he was elusive and hardly ever spotted around the office, or maybe the word notice was more apt. Hey, Blake. Lee held a smile as his eyes scoured over Blake's desk space. Mr. Gourdane would like to see you in his office if you have a moment. Sure, of course. Sure, of course, let's go. Max and Orla continued to argue over few chores behind the desk, and looked like they were about to try to involve him again. Now Blake had an excuse to slip away from the office debate and abstain from choosing sides. Well, hello there, Mr. O'Gartles? O'Gartley. How's things? Going well, I hope? Ryan was chief operating office at ICC. Whenever Blake saw her in the office, she was usually rushing around on urgent business. To be in her position within one of, if not the world's leading tech firm, meant she had to be extremely efficient. Although Blake had been working there for a while, he hadn't talked to Ryan much. It was always brief pleasantries and small talk, so it took him aback when she said his name. They weren't on first name terms yet. All good, thanks. I've been told Mr. Gordon wants to see me about something is he about? He should be back any minute. This is kind of embarrassing, but I've been meaning to have a get-to-know-you chat. I've just been so busy, then poof, 2 months have whizzed by. She gave an encouraging and gentle smile for someone with so many plates to spin. She had a defyingly calm and welcoming aura. The conversation was cut short as Jonathan entered his office. Ah, I see you're already here. Welcome, take a seat, Blake. Rye, will you be joining us? I'm a busy bee today, so I must dash. Blake, we'll have that catch up soon. Oh, and Jonathan, I left those papers you asked for on your desk. Still have no idea why you used that stuff. She chuckled. That's lovely. Thank you, Rye. He nodded in appreciation. I just noticed that the symbol on her mug looks like the shield symbol. Anyway, a barely visible wave from her hand could be seen as she rushed out the door, set on the work ahead. Jonathan settled down into his overpriced, real leather, ergonomic. I'm the founder of the successful corporation chair. All of his energy turned to Blake. So, Blake, you wanted to see me, Mr. Gordon? It was a regular occurrence for Jonathan to request mini meetings with his staff. He said he'd like to check up on the newest members to see how they were settling in. This is some fine work you've carried out on the promenade case. The only thing I'd like to point out is that the daily stats on your spreadsheet, they don't correspond to the correct dates. Apart from that minor alteration, it's all looking very dandy. Jonathan was holding a copy of the screenshot in his hand, a paper screenshot. Blake had rarely seen a paper up close. Jonathan laid it down, flat against the table, and slid it towards Blake. The material bowed upwards from the rush of air in front of him before it rested back down. Paper used to be made from trees, a little known fact for you. Now that manufacture it by 3D printing a synthetic material, and it feels a lot smoother in comparison to the original. Wonder what year this takes place in. Going by the technology, it must be like way after I'm dead. Blake reached over and grasped onto the sheet of paper. It felt drier than he anticipated, and this made him notice how clammy his palms were. The paper was made for the odd enthusiasts like myself, and I use odd in both manners of the term. Blake studied the figures on the handheld screenshot. You mean a picture? Looks like a couple of equations have gone out of sync. It'll be a quick fix, my apologies. After analyzing the data, he set the paper down on the table, and to his disdain, his grip left behind creased remnants. Good, it's no problem. Anywho, that's not the reason I asked you here. I know you haven't been in the company very long, and you have quite the workload. A stress headache started to rear its ugly head, and momentary double vision distracted Blake. He thought about how no one had come up with a cure for migraines yet. Staring at screens all day couldn't be healthy. All that blue light and stuff. Thankfully, it was brief for Blake, but he realized he'd completely missed what Jonathan had said. He hoped it wasn't anything too important. I think it's important to ask again. Oh, sorry, what did you say? Jonathan nodded reassuringly and delivered a warm smile. You're doing well, Blake. I hope you realize that. I have an exceedingly crucial project coming up, so I need someone I can count on. I'd like you to be a part of it. It will allow you to show me what you can manifest. Oh, and the annual well-being test deadline is today, so if you haven't done it yet, make sure to get it sent off. It should be in your inbox. It's only a few questions long, so it shouldn't take much time to do. Max and Orlo were still deep in conversation. Did they ever do any work? Do you remember Eric, the droid guard who used to bounce the reception? Yeah, I do actually. What happened to him? I heard they keep him in a big bag in the room behind the front desk. Really? Yeah, he was sacked. Oh man, I fell for that one. I wonder what actually happened to him though. A notification popped up on Blake's screen. One new email. I should probably do the well-being test. Great. Which do you relate to the most right now? Failure at my job. If you could see a scale above people's heads that measured one part of the status, what would you want to know about them? I want to know their honesty. How often would you say your days differentiate enough for you to distinguish within a week? Every day is different. Ooh, I got a birthday card. Let's go ahead and sign that. Ah! Wait, no. Uh-oh, I didn't do that right. That's okay. Sure. Nope, you're wrong. Kill VR is a good person. That's why they do what they do. If that's so, why have they accepted all the money made from the publicity instead of giving it to charity? I know Blake agrees with me here. We were talking about it last week. Stop trying to drag people into your losing battle, Orlo. It doesn't work. You did too, Max. So it's only okay when you do it? Exactly. I'm gonna ask if they ever stop arguing. Do you two ever stop arguing? Yes. No. They looked at each other quietly and smiled. Then sheepishly went back to work. Max started to frantically prowl at her screen, and all eyes slowly looked around at her. What, the helicopter? Has someone changed the details on my spreadsheet for the radar project? All my work, it's totally gone. Oh, this isn't one of your pranks, is it? Nope, not me, I swear. I'm gonna offer to help her. I can help you get your save from the yesterday's backup, but it won't have any of the work you've done today. Thanks, Blake. That's kind of you, but I can sort it. Max and Orlo both smiled in appreciation. I don't know why anyone would go into my work and change it, though. I know, it's Vin. That's not what that word means, Orlo. Welcome, Blake. I'm so glad you accepted my invite, and it's good to see you. Again, I have an exciting project for you to get involved in. Usually meetings were held in one of the 4 12-seater meeting rooms. However, this seemed more of a cozy affair. Blake preferred it to the meeting rooms, which were always set at an extreme temperature. He theorized that the temperature was deliberate, a freezing cold room when meetings required full alertness and flowing creativity, or toasty warmth that could lull you into a light slumber, or of compliance when the agenda was one where fewer opinions were appreciated. Chris, this is Blake, one of our newest recruits. Oh, hello. For a man of such otherworldly stature, Chris gave a disappointingly limp handshake. Maybe he was purposely exercising caution. After all, those paws could easily crush a coconut. Hi, Chris. Nice to meet you. And you. Do you punch boulders like Chris Redfield? Gentlemen, take a seat. Oh, that happened. Wait, what? Oh, whatever. Oh, okay. Chris and Blake shuffled onto the sofa in the office, perched beside one another. Jonathan stood in front of them and made use of the projected touchscreen on the wall behind him. You may have noticed the agenda in the meeting invite was missing. Blake and Chris nodded in tandem. Oh my god, it keeps like freezing. Jonathan brought up the meeting invite onto the screen and swiped his hand across the empty space after the word agenda. A black box appeared over the text which highlighted and revealed the words Project HG. The project name had been written in white against the black background, which had concealed the words on the screen. Jonathan smirked to himself, thrilled at the opportunity to finally employ a classic spy trick used by protagonists in the espionage novels of bygone years that he still loved. He steeled himself for the introduction, intended to be seared with finesse, sprinkled with style, and stirred up with panache. At least, this was how he hoped to deliver it. Jonathan often considered himself a pompous old fool and marveled at the fact that the rest of the world hadn't caught on yet. Every instant message and email you send, every word you speak or text, every update you make on your phone, every movement when your e-screens, consoles, and computers are on, they are all recording your data. Blake suppressed a smile, musing that here he was witnessing Jonathan at his finest. The gleam in the CEO's eyes was like that of a religious zealot, compelling those around him to follow. Blake wondered if this was a trait Jonathan had always possessed, or if it was a latent ability that manifested later in life. For a select few shadowy clients whose circumstances and contracts decree they shall remain anonymous, we have been working on Project HG, a system that blocks all records of the sender's ID location, even their existence when used. Imagine text filling your screen as though plucked from the ether itself, utterly incognito. Just think of the military and security applications. It's as though you're receiving a message from a ghost, a spy's dream. Heavens! Why do you think they call themselves spooks? Jonathan decided to omit the line about it having nothing to do with their regular haunts comprising of flash car dealerships and boudoirs of high-class call girls. He concluded that an extended metaphor could often prove irksome, and that mention of fast cars and loose women may distract his listeners' minds from the crucial subject matter. Jonathan took out a flat, handheld screen, not any model Blake recognized. The phone in the center of the desk released a disruptive twitter in between Chris and Blake. What? Who does it say it's calling? The display unit lit up and displayed incoming call from. Incoming call stopped. Complete anonymity. His voice lowered toward the end of the words anonymity for dramatic effect, and interlaced his fingers in a satisfied power pose. Blake could only hope that one day he'd be able to captivate an audience with such a passionate verve. And although Jonathan's theatrical performance was inspiring, to say the least, he found his attention dared to flicker over to Chris. Once Blake had noted Chris's inelegant idiosyncrasies out of the corner of his eye, he couldn't help monitoring him periodically throughout the meeting. Chris's left hand was placed on the smooth black meeting room table, and a fist, while his right hand, an obsolete and unusually large E-pen, positioned as if to note something down, but not accompanied by a tablet. The feeling of Chris's gaze twitching over him, accompanied by an uncomfortably blank expression, caused uneasiness to slither through Blake. Primarily, the HD device is advanced crypto processing software. We collated feedback from our clients, and the results showed that they desired software that solely connects to the HD device, rendering it incompatible with any other hardware. This means the software is highly, if not completely, secure from interception and piracy. There are currently two types of HD, the flat tablet and the touchboard tablet. Jonathan showed them the sleek black tablet. The touchboard slid out from underneath the screen with a satisfyingly smooth click into position. The touchboard was blank. The keys only illuminated once the gadget was activated. So if I send a message to someone who has the device, how does that work? Good question, Blake. You cannot send a direct message to someone who has an HD device, unless they have initiated conversation, as there is no number to identify the user with. This means you can reply to emails and texts, but not initiate a voice or video call. You also cannot see messages sent from an HD device if you log into the same account on an external device. Exempli gratia, Chris. If I sent you an email from the HD device and you opened the email from your home computer, You would then only be able to access the message on the said home computer. You would not be able to view it if you logged onto your email account from another device such as your phone or work computer. Understand? Blake and Chris bobbed their heads in unison again. When you use the HD device, you create a new untraceable path for your message. So if you send a message to someone from the HD, the recipient will see it and be able to retain it. However, it won't show who it is from. Keeping a record will deem the message unsecure, because if the recipient's device falls into a third party's hands, they can retrieve the information. Additionally, due to the state-of-the-art software embedded into this message, you cannot forward, copy, or print screen any of the content received. The HD device user can alternatively choose the expiration date for the message to disappear from the recipient's device, or even once the recipient navigates away from the open message. Essentially, it's a self-destruct button, if you will. You'll both be given a prototype version to work on and familiarize yourself with it. I ask that they remain within the premises and you store them inside your lockers. Once the meeting had adjourned, Jonathan caught Blake's attention before he could leave the room. What did you think? It was great. I'm excited to work on this project, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And what are your impressions of your new project colleague, Chris? He punches boulders. He seems a little odd. Don't worry, he's a good man. I think you two will work very well together. Blake swore he felt the vibrations from the floor up through the chair as the foot stomps came closer to his desk. Oh. Oh, what was that? Achoo! Man, this game is not polished. I'm sorry, but like, it's like really, it's on my computer. It's just like really weird. Bless you, Max. 156. What are you on about? Orla always piped up whenever Max said something. It was like they had a mutual agreement that they were a duo. Chris stood motionless and bewildered. A wise man once told me to count my blessings. An expression of smugness took over Max's face. In her mind, she saw her audience erupt into laughter. Back in reality, there was a mental facepalm and a weak chuckle from the surrounding desks, apart from Chris, who still looked baffled by the whole encounter. He was unfamiliar with this part of the office. He rarely had a reason to be there. I think you dropped us in the meeting room. The bass of the giant's voice reverberated in Blake's chest as he handed over Blake's keycard. Such an awkward, unnatural-looking smile, it must be forced. Still, Jonathan wanted him to give Chris the benefit of the doubt. Ah, thanks. Blake gave him a friendly smile and a nod. Chris stayed put, lingering momentarily as if unsure about something, then took his leave. Max watched in awe as the the Gigantor trudged back to the second floor. How did he know my name? Geez, the size of that man. He could probably rip your head clean off your shoulders if you wanted to. He probably could. And I bet he's an absolute beast in the bedroom. Oh my god. He playfully wiggled his eyebrows at Max. Oh, I see what's going on with Max. Now she has like a cyberpunk like implant. Shh, knock it off, Orlo. Maybe Maybe we should invite him out for drinks tonight, seeing as it's Friday. We hardly know the guy. Could be an interesting man underneath all that beefy muscle. If you carry on talking about him like he's a piece of meat, I'm gonna start some beef with you. As if you would. We all know that you're a coward. Come on, then. Show me what you've got. Make your move. Oh god, they are back on puns. Terrible ones at that. Although it could be distracting on occasions, Blake enjoyed the breaks from figures and processes. He was grateful to be around friendly colleagues in his work life. They were almost like a family to him in a strange way. Enough with the bullshit. Blake, you in for drinks at Saucy Mama's tonight too? Yeah, sure. Go on then, I'll come along. Okay. Yeah, like this game is not like that tested well because the screen won't fit my computer. It's having not major, but like issues, and like from the reviews I've seen, like it needs polish. Saucy Mama's was primarily a burger joint, which served as a cafe by day and transformed into a bar by night. Famous for their pie creams, chalktails, and the energetic Skippy outfitted cookies. Where can I save at? Okay. Okay, save. Alright. Well, that's all we have for the day. Sorry for like the weird screen issue and all that. I can't help it. I'll see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. And if you want to subscribe, like, comment, share, go for it. If you want to follow my social media, links are in the description. They are redirects, so they'll ask you to leave YouTube first. So there's that. I'll see you in the next video, like I already said. And have a good day, PowerCats.